Yes, hi. I am calling this number because I saw it on a bathroom wall. Seeing if you're Brandi.
You're listening to Brandi is Going to Hell, and this is the inaugural locker room talk with my good friend Montana, who needs to remain anonymous for this segment every time we do it. What's so cool about this segment, which I will authentically let you listen to the whole reason how this came about when my friend and I start talking, is that we reunited after 15 years and talked about sex pretty much the whole time we hung out. So it was a no-brainer to start this up, and what better way to start locker room talk than with our first times having sex. For anybody listening for the first time, Brandi is Going to Hell is pretty much a variety show. It started a few years ago. A very long form show where I had multiple segments back to back. It was anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and always interviewed bands, always had random sexual talk, always had topical talk. So this time I'm doing it a little bit more short form, and it's still a variety show, but in 15 to 30 minute increments. So without further ado, my friend Montana and I talk about our first times on Brandi is Going to Hell locker room talk.
Working on my sheet. Now get this work.
All right. The inaugural locker room talk.
It's only been like a year in the making.
Yeah. Who knows how long it is. Anyway, locker room talk is going to just be this is the backstory of it. My name is Brandi, and we have an anonymous individual on the air, Montana, maybe, not sure. But I've been friends with Montana since I was a freshman in high school and she was a senior, which is a really weird combination. And we used to talk about poop in the locker room.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And, like, our bowel movements, like,
right.
before and after races
right.
and all that jazz. And we wound up meeting up 15 years later in New York City where we both worked.
Yes.
And we talked about sex the whole night.
Yeah.
And it was weird magic.
But we also talked about the dead loves of our lives, our pets. So
yeah, I brought cupcakes.
We had like a funeral ceremony.
Yeah, while porn was on the bar television.
Yeah. Oh,
so
there
like,
was. Yeah, I forgot about that part. There was. And it was very like niche select porn. Like it wasn't like your mom and pop porn. It was like specific.
Yeah.
So
but it was awesome. And
yeah.
then I was like, oh my God, you should do this thing with me. And she came up with the name Locker Room Talk, and I thought it was amazing. And we're going to have a promo photo where because she's anonymous, wearing a Trump mask.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I might be pegging her or something. And I don't know.
Into that. Yeah. Which is why I'm anonymous. So, yeah. No, it's good to be here in Jersey
and she's
City.
really stoned right now. So
Yeah.
just throwing that out there.
No, it's good to be in Jersey City. It's good to be back in New Jersey. It's good to be with an old friend of a place where I grew up.
Yes.
So
I think we're going to kind of do a little introduction to ourselves as far as like where we are in our sexual lives. And I guess since it's the first segment of our, the first recording of our first segment, we'll talk about who took the V card, I guess.
Yeah, first times.
Yeah, and anything else that might come up. So, no, who should start? I'll start. Oh, sorry. Beep. I can just take that out. Right now.
I'm sorry.
Right now, I'm in a relationship with my boyfriend, Mike. We've been dating officially for a year and a month and a couple days. So, yeah, I mean, almost a year and 2 months now. Fuck. So, it's been great. He's English, which is really sexy. And, yeah, we have really great sex. And I can't complain too much. So,
yeah. No, I am not in a relationship. I'm currently going back to grad school. So I work full time and I am in grad school. So like for me, I don't I don't even get a chance to sleep, let alone like fuck someone I want to fuck.
Oh my God, she got eaten out on her like stairwell.
But
this week.
yeah, okay, well, yeah. I mean, those things happen, but like I don't have the time to schedule it regularly, and so no, I'm single right now. So also dating with the apps and shit is exhausting.
Yeah,
so, like I'm not into it.
It's like kind of like balancing a work schedule, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just like, I got a meeting with Bob at 7 p.m. and then when I head back and nothing happens, I got one with Roger down the street.
Yeah. Or I don't know. It kind of feels like a Tamagotchi to me because I don't put the notifications on. It's like this many guys messaged you, and you're like, what was I saying to this guy? And so, yeah, it's like. It's hard because you're just like, too many people are talking to me all at the same time.
Too many people at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I remember, because I used to be on dating apps, I would start putting them in their phone numbers in my phone. So it would be like Jared, OkCupid, or like Tim, OkCupid, or like, Joe Tinder. And it's like, they're still in my phones like that. So I don't even remember who they are. But back when I used to do my podcast back in the day, I had a segment opening, and I think I might bring it back. I asked my boyfriend very nicely, like, can I open these accounts so I can do this thing? The latest from Brandi's like OkCupid and Tinder account, and I'd read the messages in like a sexy voice,
nice.
Like over the air. So
the unrequited like dick pics or like
oh God, yeah. So I'd read that stuff over the air, but
my first time was magical. So like even though grad school sex is no, it wasn't. It ended in a fight at a Taco Bell, not with me. It was him and his brother had a fight and had to like at Taco Bell.
All right. So the best way to start a story is from the beginning.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. All the details, like age, where were you, all that jazz.
I was at work.
Okay. I mean, not.
So he was a kid in my high school. He was like, we were both seniors together. And also I should mention I am the world's most awkward person. And like no guys at our high school like were interested in me. So like I didn't flirt with anybody. I didn't like talk to anybody. The only person who would ask me out had also asked my sister out to the same. Like, he asked my sister out to prom in 2003, and then he asked me to his senior prom, and I was just like, okay, this is, no. So, like, the only person who was interested in me was also interested in my sister. So I was like,
that's weird.
No. Yeah. I was like, no. Because he asked my sister out to prom twice, and my sister was like, no, get away from me.
And you were like, yeah.
No, well,
you're the closest thing you're gonna get to my sister.
Well, no, because we had been in the same homeroom that year, like with my 10th grade year, and I had like such a big crush on him, and I talked to him every morning. And then when I found out that he asked my sister out, I was so upset, and I was like, oh, that really like that hurt. And so like the following year, he was like, oh, so hey, are you doing nothing? And I was like, you can go straight to fucking hell. I was like, I really liked you, and you asked my sister out, like, but instead I was just like, fuck off, because that's how you articulate feelings. That was not my first time. My first time was with.
Wait, why did you tell that story?
Oh, because no one liked me in high school.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, that's why.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's why I told that story. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ooh.
I was just trying to get context. I'm not stoned,
That's
so I'm
why.
just trying to read your mind.
Oh, don't even
follow.
bother. Yeah. We're all gonna get lost. So senior trip, I make out with this kid on the flight home.
Okay.
From senior trip, and everybody knows about it.
Okay.
And it's like super duper embarrassing. It was actually like my first kiss. So that's like, yeah, but it like, so I was 18. And then so like started hanging out with this kid, and we just spent the entire time. He was like, I gotta get big, and would drink like, our dates consisted of going to Wawa to get a half gallon of chocolate milk and Entenmann's cookies, because he was constantly trying to eat because he was going to play football at like a D1 school in the fall. So like everything was just like, I want to get big. They weren't real dates. Like we were just going to Wawa. It was not like a relationship. We were just like hanging out. And then so the end of the summer like comes around, the end of the school year comes around, and it's the beginning of the summer, and I know I don't want to lose my virginity at college. I want to just get it over with like someone I know from like home that like maybe I could understand like this, like who this person was. And I was just like, okay, fine. I kind of know who this person is. So this is how kind of the rule that I have. I never sleep with anyone whose middle name I don't know. Yeah. So like I have to know something about this person in order for me to feel like, okay, like this is good now. Like we can do this. Like that's the do not pass go. So anyway, this is like the origin story of that. But I was like texting him, and I was a lifeguard. So I was at this pool that I was lifeguarding at in Cherry Hill. And he had, like, texted me, and I was like, oh, just come to the pool, whatever, it's whatever. So we went into the showers, and we had sex there.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh, because, like, the thing is, we got done, and I was like, fuck, now I got to clean these showers again. Like, because that was part of my, like, duty. But,
Ew, what kind of mess did you make? Like,
no, but just, like, disinfect it.
Okay.
With all the, like,
just
semen.
jizz all over the walls.
It was his first time, too.
Okay.
So,
how long did he last?
Oh, it was not
2 seconds.
Yeah. We were both like in high school. Like we had both just gotten out of high school. So then, I think he like flushed the condom down the toilet. And I was like, "You asshole! I'm gonna have to unclog that shit. Like that's my job. Just throw it away. Like it's okay to be in the trash. Like it's not. Oh my god. So like he leaves. I have to clean up all the shit that like, and then I clock out. So, like, he had left in half an hour or something before me. And then, like, I called him that night. And I was like, hey, should we, like, hang out or something? And he's like, no, I got in a fight with my brother over tacos. And then he, like, never messaged me again. He ended up being such a dick.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you after who this is.
No, we'll go back in a yearbook, and I'll show you. And you'll be like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah, so first times, great times, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least you did it in high school.
But I was just out of high school. So
okay, fair enough.
It was like June 28th, 2000.
Oh, wow.
I don't know the exact date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was the same year, but it was
fuck, I'm impressed.
No.
I'm pretty good with dates.
No,
like...
no, it may have been like July. Yeah, so like that was just like a fun summer.
So... Wow, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll tell my high school backstory because now I get it.
Yeah.
I also was super awkward. So, I mean, come on. If you're in between middle school and high school, if you're like the girl that likes the darkness, like that's who I was.
Yeah, you were awesome though.
But
even
I
as a freshman.
I also got best dressed senior superlative, so that's something.
Yeah.
I also got most changed.
Oh.
Meaning, I guess I got more metal or something, and people couldn't handle it. I don't know.
No, I like that though. No, I think you just like you came out of your shell and you're just like, this is me.
Yeah. Hello, bitches. This is me.
No, but that's like, and that's the best thing to be. Like that's awesome.
Thanks. So I was never asked to prom or homecoming, and I went to homecoming. I think I went once, like in 7th grade. Just because it was like something to do with the girls, and then I never went again until I was asked my senior year by someone in a grade under me, and it was awkward because I didn't want to dance with them and I didn't want to kiss them.
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck. It was like that moment where you're like, oh my god, somebody asked me, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, sure,
yeah. And like the whole idea was like, I can't say no, but she's like, yeah, bitch, you can.
You can't in high school because you're young, I guess. So anyway, I didn't go to prom, so that's usually when you get your V card taken, I guess. But for some people, but I went to prom weekend though, so I danced and I was drunk and I was fun. I think I stuck my hand down a toilet because somebody clogged it, and I was like, my dad's a plumber, and I'm like, unclog this toilet, like really drunk. Anyway. Nothing happened there. Anyway, long story short, I pretty much didn't even have like normal relationships. I like used to date a guy and then dump him after a week because I was like, no, you're weird. But
not the good kind of weird.
Yeah, so college, I guess, is when my V card was taken, but I don't shit where I eat like you do. So
that was one time, and I told you that in confidence. Rude.
I'm kidding. So, I met this guy at a music festival over the year after I graduated high school at WXPN Music Festival.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I volunteered because I wanted to go to shows for free. Yeah. So I met him, like, when I was sitting in the bleachers, and he, like, took a selfie with me, and I'm like, who does that? Like, you know, it was, like, what, 2008? Like, selfies on... with, like, a real camera, so it was, like, really weird. Anyway.
All right, so that's, like, that you had
like,
me. Because
cool.
I was like, oh.
So, yeah, I'm still really good friends with him, by the way. But anyway, we kind of, like, saw each other pretty consistently for, like, a few months, like 6 months maybe, and then I was just like getting antsy. I'm like, well, when the fuck is this gonna happen?
Yeah.
And, like, he was just being respectable human being, and like really nice guy, and we just did it.
Nice.
And it was I think we did like had oral for a while before we ever like had sex or anything,
because oral doesn't count. No.
No, it doesn't. But when I just remember him. I think so. I used to help my good friend Big Tom, which Big Tom is my buddy, and we're radio station buddies. And I used to watch him do his like radio show, like at his station that he worked at.
Yeah.
Just to like learn and like cool stuff. And I never ever did anything with Tom. It was just friendship. But anyway, Alex he thought I was cheating on him because, you know, he's like, well, how come you give such good head? Like, you've never done this stuff before. And I didn't want to be like, well, when I was like 13 or 14, I was a pervert, and I ripped the magazine, like things out of magazines, and printed articles on how to do all that stuff, and saved it in a little like
in a binder.
In a little like pouch that you can zipper up that, you know, your parents will never go in, that says like Mrs. Depp on it, you know, like that's like embroidered, you know. It's just like I had this like drawer that was like my diaries from like first grade to whatever, which every entry was about this kid in my elementary school named, I'm not going to say his name, but it was like every entry was about him. Like, oh, I love being blankety. And it's like, I didn't even ever want to talk to me because I was a dork. So it was like pipe dream.
No, but so.
And he hit on me when at our 10-year reunion.
Oh,
and I was
of
like,
course. Yeah. So Becca and I, I'm using your name. You might want to bleep that out. Fine. Lucifer and I, Lucifer the rabbit, who is my friend here, Lucifer and I were talking about the fact that we do light stalking for the guys we have crushes on, and we could just call it having a crush. So it's just like the like journals that you had, like that's just having a crush for women. But like
back in the day when you didn't have technology, yes.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, like that's like. It's like light stalking.
Yeah.
It's like stalking light. It's not as bad as you, but
no,
like.
Yeah. And then like, so. Oh, fuck, I said his name.
You'll bleep it out.
So,
you have so much bleeping right now.
So the guy that I had sex with for the first time was
Mr.
like,
Jones.
It was interesting because like I didn't know what to expect. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna hurt. I don't know this or that. And like, believe me, like I've masturbated before like I ever had sex or whatever.
For sure.
So, but whatever. It was like not magical. It was just like whatever.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. It's and then after that I just kind of like studied men, and like I probably journaled the whole sexual experience.
Yeah,
I think I recently like ripped up those, because like anytime after that I just became obsessed with sex, and like I journaled about it, and like everybody had sex with, I don't know, I'm like a sex maniac.
No, but like
but I like journaled like everything, and then it was just like a thing. I was like a competition with myself, I guess, or maybe like, what can I learn? What can
exactly.
I do?
That's like, you're like exploring like a really important person in your life, which is yourself, and there's like there's nothing wrong with knowing what like makes you tick.
Yeah, so it was like weird, and like to be honest, it wasn't, you know, whatever. I think sex ruins things because we like had so much fun together, and then once we started having sex, it was just like. Maybe I got feelings or something.
You caught feelings?
I caught the feelies.
Oh.
And then, like, he
didn't have herpes, but he sure had feelings.
But he's a sweetheart, and we're still friends, and, like, I would never date. I, like, have this rule where I'd never date somebody that, like, I used to date, and I would never date him again. It's just, like, because, like, whenever we hang out, his mannerisms come out, and I'm like, I could never, like, deal with this forever, like kind of thing.
Yeah. But like you've never hooked up with him since
we were no.
You guys just stopped.
It's just platonic, yeah.
Oh. And you've never considered having sex again?
No. He always did this weird before I always knew when he was ready to have sex because he would bump like my butt, and I was like, all right, like I know you want something.
Bye.
No, he never did that when we weren't dating, but like when we were, it was like funny. But it's just the weird things that you remember about people, I guess.
Yeah, where you're just like, oh, okay, this is what's coming. Yeah.
But yeah, it took like 6 months, and I would think I was 18. 18.
I was 18.
And that's a good age because it's like, okay, well, I cared about this person, and it was cool, and just opened up a whole can of worms for me. It was great. Yeah.
How old were you with your first time? 24. It was late.
24-year-old virgin lady. Wow, we've got them all today in Jersey City.
Yeah, we do.
Except the young bucks.
What?
Kids that are boning at 15. That's
one
just terrifying.
One of my friends, he was a really close friend of mine. He lost his virginity at 13 to a 12-year-old, which I was like,
ew. He
was 13.
I know. And you know what? All of my really bad boyfriends were when I was 13 and 14. So I thought I was going to have sex then, but I definitely didn't. Definitely just rubbing one out. So that's about it. I think I
just some sticky pants.
I think I gave my boyfriend a BJ in the back of Hidalgo at AMC Deptford. Yeah. So, or a handy at least, not head.
A handy.
Yeah.
Handies really don't count.
No. But yeah, so that's when I dated the bad boys, but nothing came to fruition of those moments. So.
Oh man, what could have been?
I'm glad I waited, to be honest. They were kind of gross. But yeah, first times. Great show opener. Segment opener.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to wait? Do we do just time out?
So we can just wrap it up, it up like a dick or something.
Okay. All right. That's smart. That's the smartest thing that we can do is wrap this up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Working on my sheet. Now get this work.
Thank you so much for listening to Brandi is Going to Hell, especially this edition Locker Room Talk. If you like what you heard, you can listen to Brandi is Going to Hell everywhere online and listen to my past episodes. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere podcasts are heard, you'll find me there. You can also check out my blog online and read about other past episodes at brandyisgoingtohell.com. And you can follow me online on any social media platform at Brandi Lukas. That's Brandi with an I, Lukas with a K. Except for TikTok, that is at Brandi is Going to Hell. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.